Hello and welcome to this first video from ExpertBettingVideos.com. Thank you for subscribing and welcome to what's hopefully going to be a very profitable relationship where we show you how to make money from your betting activities. If you've had difficulties in the past where you've not been consistently winning, you felt unlucky with last minute goals or bets that you felt should have won, then you're in the right place. And equally, if you're brand new to gambling, this is a great place to learn the basic steps and insider tips as well that are going to help make you money. So just to introduce myself, I have worked in the bookmaking industry for several years now, working for many well-known multinational betting companies, and over the years picked up enough tips and tricks to be able to pass on to you right now some great skills that are going to make sure you make a consistent profit. Now, of course, I'm not going to make a promise that all the bets you place from now on will be winners. They won't. There'll be some losses along the way. But the key is to be overall in profit. That's the key. So you place more winning bets in general than losing bets. There'll be some which we lose along the way, or we have to seal in a small loss due to circumstances or things that happen in sport. These things happen. But overall, if you follow the tips in this video and the series of videos that you've now subscribed to, you will make a profit from your betting activities, and not many people can say that. So let's get started. Now, you'll notice on the screen we are sat on the betfair.com homepage. Betfair is a really important part of the betting tools you're going to need to make a profit. The betting landscape has changed a lot over the years, and Betfair is probably the best example of a betting exchange, which is slightly different to a general bookmaker. But it's absolutely vital that you have a Betfair account set up. So if you already have a Betfair account, you may do, then just go ahead and log in up here with your username and your password. And if you don't have a Betfair account, then you're going to need to join now. So simply go to the Betfair homepage and simply click join now. Now, a little tip that I would like to recommend to you is that you don't sign up straight on the site. Let's use an affiliate website to do that. So if you go to www.quidco.com and search for Betfair, then you can see here you're going to get £10 cash back just for signing up for an account. So you don't have to do this. It's not mandatory. You can definitely sign up directly on the Betfair site, but just a little tip to get you an extra £10 for your betting bank, your betting balance. I'd recommend that you sign up through here by clicking through. So if you haven't got an account set up, you can just go through the register an account process. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything right now. We'll need to deposit some money later on just to get started, but we can explain that later. And there's no risk to setting up an account. So you just need to enter your name, date of birth, obviously, email address, where you live, come up with a username, try and use something that you will remember, and also obviously make a note of it somewhere next to the PC or Mac you're using, just so that it's sat there waiting. Choose your currency. If you're in the UK, then sterling. Obviously, anywhere else in Europe, then use euros. Make sure that's the currency from your own country, and then open up the account. That process should take you no more than 2-3 minutes. Now, this particular video is all about backing and laying on Betfair to build up a profit margin in the same way to people buy and sell shares. We can do exactly the same on sporting events. So what I thought it was important to do at this stage is, before we just understand the Betfair website a little bit, we need to understand the pricing and the odds. So I'm just going to give you a brief demonstration of that using Excel here. So on Betfair they use decimal odds. So that might be, for example, it's just a number. So let's say the decimal odds are 3.2. Well, most people are used to using fractional odds, so 10 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. But in actual fact, decimals are much easier to understand. So let's say we're backing a draw in a game. 3.2 will be a normal price for that. What does that actually mean? It's really simple. That means that if you stake £10, so £10 it stakes at odds of 3.2. How much are you going to win? Well, we're going to win 10 times the odds. Simple as that. So the return is £32. And of course, that's made up of £22 winning and the £10 stake returned as well. So this is the full return, and this is the profit. So the profit equals the return minus the stake. So you can see a £10 bet at 3.2 returns £32, £22 of that is profit. So you can see you couldn't have a bet at 10 to 1. Let's try and use some numbers that we are familiar with. 10 to 1 as a fractional odd is 11.0 as a decimal odd. And the reason for the extra number 10 to 11 is that amount where you get your stake back. So this is a bet of 10 to 1. 10 to 1. Get rid of that. Stake £20 this time. And the return will be 20 times the odds. It's 220. And the profit will be exactly the same as above. Profit will be £200. So if you think of this in fractional terms, in £20 at 10 to 1, yeah, you're going to win 200. And of course you get your £20 back, so there's a profit margin in there. Sorry, a total return there of 220. So that's all decimal odds are. It's really, really simple to understand. It's just a number that you're going to times your stake by to work out how much you get back. Really, really simple. That's very important to Betfair because Betfair deals mainly in decimal odds. Okay, so that's a really simple overview. If you've got any more questions about decimal odds or you need a much more detailed overview, then simply send an email, find the contact button on the ExpertBettingVideos website, send me an email and I will reply to you in person with a much better and more detailed explanation. But for now we're going to assume that you understand decimal odds and crack on with the rest of the video, which is building up towards backing the lane on Betfair. So we can close out of the way now. Okay, so the Betfair website itself, this is just a homepage, obviously quite attractive for new members. They're trying to promote their winnings and the different products, but we're interested in some specific betting markets. So what I'm going to do is just talk you around the different aspects of the football section. Now, principles of what I outline in this series of videos can be used on any sport, but I think just to keep it simple so that people understand it, I'm going to focus on football. And then the key, as you'll see once you build up this profit margin, is to use these skills on multiple videos. Therefore, you will and can use them on other sports. But for now, let's look at football. So we can see these are the upcoming games. There's one that's in play now. But for again, we'd want to start off at least with a game that isn't in play right now. So let's look at the Reading versus QPR game from the English Championship. And you can see there's lots of different markets here. There's lots of numbers that could be quite imposing to a new user. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click match odds on the left. That's just going to give us the basic overview. And again, already there's a lot of numbers here, a lot of percentages. So I'm going to cut the options down in order to demonstrate what those mean. So I'm going to log in to do that. So you can see I am logged in now. I'm just going to get rid of a couple of options just to give you an overview of the Betfair website. So you can see I've unselected these options here. So what does this mean? This is really a simple layout. So back odds, that's the same as placing a bet with any bookmaker. You're backing the selection. So if you want to bet on Reading in this scenario, the odds are 2.46. So if we click those odds, we can see that a £10 bet at 2.46 is going to give you a profit of £14.60. And as I explained before, in Excel, you're also going to get your £10 back. So your return is going to be 24.60, or your odds times your stake. That's the same as backing of any bookmaker, and you can see over here rather helpfully Betfair explains that after commission, we'll talk about that in a second, but after commission your profit will be £13.87 if Reading win. But of course if QPR win or it's a draw, you're going to lose your original stake, which is £10, remember. Let's get rid of that. Now this is where it gets interesting for Betfair, because you don't have to back the selection. Let's get rid of that option. You can also lay the selection. So with Reading in this scenario, you can actually say, I don't think Reading are going to win the game. And you can do the opposite to what you did before and place a £10 stake. And what that does is, suddenly now we're seeing how much we'll win if Reading don't win. And again, commission's been knocked off and we can worry about that later, but effectively if Reading don't win you make a profit, and if they do win you have to pay. And the way Betfair works is that you're paying this money to another person. Someone else has come on and done the exact opposite of you. And where it gets really interested in is you can do both of these options.